Hello for kids, this is day 118 of me playing chess every day until I reach the rapid rating of 2500. So here we go. We have the game, we have the black pieces against a slightly lower rated opponent. Let's play d4, d5 and we face the queen's gambit, pawn to c6 of course, the slow defense. Knight 3 is okay, now knight f3 is the main line and e6 is the semi-slow defense that I am currently playing and I have pretty good results with it. Now there are probably like two options: e3 or bishop g5. There are no. I mean, there is also like b3, bishop f4 for a fact. It's not a move here. Um, I guess we can just play knight bd7 here. Bishop f4 is slightly inaccurate. Not the best way. Yes, I mean this is quite not even challenging. Now bishop e7 just developing. Bishop d3. We could take and play for b5. We can also just castle firstly. Um, I feel like taking has to be considered. We could also play a6 here, by the way. But then I'm slightly worried about c5, so let's just take and play for b5, a6, of course. And then bishop b7 and c5, and our bishop will be opened up here. This is the point of the semi-slow defense. A4 probably a good move, but just bishop b7 defends the rook. So after takes, c takes, knight takes, I can just take. The rook is not hanging on the a8 square here. My position is perfectly fine. A4 is slight inaccuracy, I think. Because if takes, then my bishop is already open, which is quite a big improvement. I don't understand the move knight to b1. Um, I guess these, but I think just no c5. Then there is takes, and be careful. Um, so I think like queen b6 or something. There is also just knight d5, which looks okay. Queen b6 defends the pawn. That's the idea. Rook c8 possible as well. I will just rook c8 looks better. I mean the pawn on a6 is defended, so if takes and takes, my position is fine. My opponent playing very quickly, I will play quickly as well. Knight d5 simply. I guess that's a bad move because e4 will come with a tempo now. Yes, this was a bad move, unfortunately. Now I guess I have to play knight to f6, e4, and then like knight b4. Yes, I like that. E4 probably has to be played, yes, at some point. I mean, also knight h5 is my idea to go after the bishop e4, knight b4. If you go here and I play probably c5. If you go to e2, then your pawn is very weak, like very weak, and I just play knight h5, I guess. Go yes, but c5 now. The pawn is still weak, but I don't think I have a way to exploit that. Um, c5, e5, knight d5. My knight also goes to c6 back. Knight h5, and then the other knight goes here, I think. There are no useful discoveries because I take attack the rook and then pick up the bishop, the knight, and then I go back to d5. My bishop is open on this diagonal, which is very nice. Also, c4 might be an idea. I don't really think that's a great way to play, but c4 93 has to be considered at some point. Especially if I can support the pawn with something else as well, like the bishop maybe, or something like so. You take on c5, which I didn't really thought was that great. Now I guess I have to take, otherwise bishop takes bishop h4. And I take with the bishop, yeah, that's kind of logical. Takes and takes. My pawn on b5 is weakness. Um, wow, but now this is check. I mean, what are you doing, man? Um, this was definitely bad by my opponent. 96 maybe better than 95, but 95 is just an outpost, so how can I resist that? Also threatens the move knight to e3 here. Um, multi-purpose move. Of course, for those wondering, there is no bishop takes on h7. Knight g5 is impossible. I take it. Um, but yes, I mean, this looks slightly dangerous. I mean, but I just played g6, and my position is just great. I think 93 very big threat, definitely for sure. And yes, I mean, still this doesn't look that bad, but um, not great either. I could play different moves. I have queen c7 here. I also could prevent anything by playing g6 here. Slightly weakening though. Um, knight could get to f5, and then that would be pretty amazing. No, we have to play quicker than this. Um, b4 allows a5. I think queen b6 might be good. Just defending the b5 pawn once again. Maybe taking with the queen. If a5, I could just go back, and now my pawn on b5 is much stronger, and it's not attacked, and my bishop also very strong on the diagonal. Um, you cannot ever push with b3, b4. Um, g6, of course. Is there anything else? I don't think so necessarily. And now I have bishop f2, so that's a giant threat because the queen is just under attack there. Now I have discoveries with the knight, but where to put the knight? I mean, knight e3 looks fine. Knight here also looks pretty great. Knight, knight c3, I think, and just get rid of the bishop, and then I have the bishop pair with an open board and win the game from there. I mean, it should be easily winning that. Also bishop f2, maybe some sacrifices. Not really, but just takes. Um, bishop e7 at some point will be really a good move. Um, so we have to. Knight g5 is a threat, I think. Have to do something to prevent it. Not sure what though. h5 looks bad, so I have to do something about the threat of knight g5. I feel like queen c7. I mean, takes doesn't really improve my position that much. King king g7, knight g5, h5, g4, rook h8. Yes, yes, I like that. King g7. If that just allowed this check to. How bad am I? I mean, what is this? I just completely missed the idea. I mean, I have queen d8, but why did I? No, king g7 giant mistake. Um, I mean, I just missed the fact that he can play queen f6. And if I lose the game, I lose 11 rating points, which would be very significant. I guess you also cannot really move the knight. And there was a type of. Oh, yes, now I take. No, but I don't. Yes, I think I do. I take, play queen d8, and the endgame has to be better. Um, my pieces are more active if you go here, I guess. That's also possible. I might just go back. My position is not that bad. But I guess you will take. I will take with the f rook, of course. I don't have enough time. I mean, 4 minutes and 30 seconds, yes. I mean, queen e7 looks very. Oh, he's threatening here. Come on, think. Here, queen h6, bishop f8 is good. If you go knight g5, I don't really care. I go just queen e7, defend my pawns. Oh, then there is queen h4, which I initially missed. Why is, why is my opponent just outplaying me? This shouldn't happen. g4. I guess there is knight g5, queen e7, queen h4, h5, g4, king g7 takes, and rook h8. I guess I have that. Oh, but then all king g7 might lose the g4, king here. I think is bad. Oh, but there is a tactical detail that okay, this is bad. How to react? King g7 anyway. Go rook f8 next, probably. Maybe not that bad. And if I survive this with enough time, then the endgame is much better because I mean I can just pick up the e5 pawn and my position will be good because I mean. But you haven't improved your position by doing that. You should have played that earlier. Now my position is better than before, definitely. Now I go over the file. Might play this. Maybe just rook d8. Bishop b6. Definitely a move. Just to open up the file. Just to consolidate. And he has backrank issues as well. h4. I think I have rook takes. And rook h8. Might not be the best. Oh, maybe that transformation doesn't even suit me. But because this king is so poorly placed, I thought my position is great there. Might not be that true. The knight is hanging, that's for sure. Um. So how to win this? Gotta play faster. f5 takes rook e1. Rook c1 loses the game. Oh no, it doesn't because rook h4 pins me. Oh yeah, yeah. Must be careful. Rook c1, good move. But then bishop e4, I guess. Bishop e7, I guess. This is getting out of control. I have 3 minutes left. This is blitz now. Um, I will remove, excuse me, as much as I possibly can. Um, I mean, how to win this is the question here. Centralize the queen, yes, I can do that. I'm up a pawn, but he has two rooks, which cannot. Oh, you can go here. That's so lucky. Um, now here becomes rook d8 there. Knight g5 comes with a lot of ideas. I have queen b3 also. Maybe not the best. Bishop e7. Bishop f8. Yeah, bishop f8 pins me. Bishop e7. I like bishop e7. Bishop g5. He is pinned here. Wow. Nasty. That's the threat. I need to be super careful. Oh, am I getting mated? Am I getting mated here? No. Although, maybe I am. Queen c6 and after rook d8. Really have to go queen c6 with. Oh, he goes here. This is still mate, okay. Will he go into this endgame? This is just lost for him, I think. Too many weak pawns. He's been he. Also, I have here, so then there. Um. Yes, this idea. He's still pinned, which is something to be okay with. But my position looks very bad for now. I go here attack. Yes, maybe there. Now I think if I can achieve this idea, then I'm much better. I'm also playing very quickly now. This game will just be a complete banger here. I mean, this will probably be the only game of the day because it's so long. Then I will. Oh no, this is just lost. Why did he do that? No, this is just. You can just resign here, I think. Because of the time, yes, but also like positionally. You should be just. Oh, he takes like that, which puts this. I guess you can do that. Here, I like. If you go back, I don't actually know what's going on here. 96 takes, king takes, I'm in time. And this is just losing now. This doesn't work. I just win there. Um, I also win because of the time. I mean, 96 is a attempt, but it doesn't work. 95 I take. Go check and push the pawn. And he's also just, yes, way too slow. His knight is getting kind of slightly trapped. Um, yes, I'm also getting low on time and think this is the most accurate move, winning the knight. Yes, but this is just game over. Yes, this is just GG resigns. Okay, we won the game finally. It's been a fight, and I think this is my highest rapid rating in like 50, maybe 60 days. But let's analyze the game now. So, this is the game review of the game I just played. I played very badly, apparently, with 70% accuracy. My opponent, excuse me, played with 68, not the best either. And I made a brilliant move, yes. Wow. So, My opponent played d4, I responded with d5. He played the Queen's Gambit, of course, the most popular opening after d45, I think. Now c6, knight c3, this is the slow defense, nothing special, knight f6, knight f3. And there are many options you can take here. You can play like g6 probably as well. You can play h6 here. But I decided to play e6, which is known as the semi-slow defense. Quite a unique setup because you usually after e3, knight b7, bishop d3, you usually take here, play b5, play a6 after castles, you play bishop b7 and play, let's say, for c5 here. And if you reach this position, you are just much better because this bishop is just open, your knights are active here. You play bishop e7, you castle, queen c7, rook d8, and your position is amazing. But yes, as I mentioned, my opponent played bishop f4, and this is just bad. There is only one move that proves bishop f4 is a mistake, which is to take the pawn on c4. I will remember this one after e4 you play b5 because the pawn on c6 just defends the b5, and if a4 you play bishop b4 takes you cannot take because you're simply pinned. Wow, bishop g5 now the best move. Also e5 just knight d5, bishop d2 back. You play bishop takes, b takes, and h6 not allowing to play bishop g5. So this is just completely winning, a winning advantage, like minus 1.5 here. But okay, I played knight b7. I didn't know that the best move was to take the pawn. e3, bishop e7, bishop d3, and now I castled. He castled as well, and I took the pawn. He took back b5, bishop d3, a6, trying to play bishop b5, bishop b7, excuse me, and c5. A4 best move apparently. I mean, knight b1, yes. Wow, what is this? So rook c8, knight bd2. I guess this was his idea, but your knight is just perfectly placed on c3. So why would you spend like 2 tempi to bring it to d2? I guess it supports e4, but so does the knight on c3. So I played knight d5, bishop g3, knight f6. Not the best move. Now e4 comes with a tempo on the knight, but I can play knight b4 with a tempo on the bishop. Now bishop b1, logical move. I played c5, e5 was played, and now knight h5 takes, and knight takes on g3, and now he took with the f pawn, which I think deserves like at least um two um two question marks. I mean, why would you do that? Now simply bishop takes on c5 comes with a tempo. Um, king h1, and I mean there are many moves in this position. I was debating between. The best computer move is bishop takes on f3, which I don't understand. Knight takes, queen takes. Is there anything? No, there is nothing concrete, but just rook fd8, and you say you are better after like bishop e4. Let's say you play takes, and you take the pawn. Apparently you are much better. Bishop e3, and if you take that, it is just checkmate. But yes, I mean you see the point. I played 95, not the best move. Because of queen to e2. Excuse me. Yes, after queen e2, I'm. I mean, I have to play g6, blocking out the two pieces. Now queen e4, stepping into this. No, what? No, queen e2, not queen c2. Excuse me. What is my problem? And now you play knight e3, rook e1, I guess, and you take here. I mean, I guess rook takes, and after a5, bishop b4, you are better. Wow. Okay, he played rook e1. I played the queen b6, trying to connect rooks, which is not that bad. Wait, did I just blunder the game? Bishop takes h. I'm getting gifted. Knight g5, king g6 only move, of course. Queen g4, and it's equal because of f5. That's quite usual. And now knight takes. I have knight takes, which probably rook takes e6. Oh my goodness! And if I take, queen takes and king takes. No, you don't take with the king. You do. It's a draw if you take with the king. Oh my god, what is this? Takes on g5 with the king, and it's a draw. Yeah, sure. So he played queen c2, the natural move, I think. I mean, bishop takes on h7 was just a free gift, and I think my opponent would just win the game there. I have knight f6 though, which would be quite okay. Um, of course, g6 blocking out attack. There is no other move. I guess you could play f5, but after takes, you still have to play knight x e6 is just very weak, so you can just probably lose the game here. I mean, black is still better because of the pieces, but e6. Why would you do this to yourself? So g6 simply queen e4 now. Knight 3 allows queen h4, but he just went into this. I mean, now bishop f2, and if you go here, for example, then knight e3 wins the game. Oh, and you have you have no other choice. If you go here, still knight e3. Oh, that would win the game immediately. Okay, I played knight c3 and traded off the knight for the bishop, and now I have the bishop pair. So bishop pair is very good. But my king is slightly weird. Yes, king J. This is the best move. This doesn't deserve an exclamation point. I mean, the other move is king h6, which will just lose the game on the spot. I mean, some g4, g5 ideas. Okay, but I got it anyway. 94. I took now. I'm still much better. Queen d8, queen here, rook e8, and now I'm worse. Knight g5, not the best move. Queen e7 and AB, and rook e2. The way to be better. I mean, what? So yes, he played queen h4. I played h5 only move, of course. Now I thought he would play g4. And I was trying to play. The best move for the position is bishop to f2. I mean, this is hard to see from a distance. I was intending to play king g7, which I thought loses after takes rook h8 and rook f1. I thought this loses. Oh, but I thought no. But wait, if you take, I take you, and this is just game over. Okay, my calculations were bad. Queen f4, king g7, still g. Now I just play rook h8, rook to f4. I play rook to f8. Oh, and I can resign because I cannot defend the pawn. Great. I mean, he played h4, which is just bigger mistake. I can just sacrifice my rook. And after queen takes, only move I play rook h8, of course. After takes, this is the end game we have. I have queen versus two rooks, and I have 5 pawns. My opponent only has 4 pawns here. Queen f8 was already a mistake. My idea was queen h6, but I mean, if you play rook c1, yeah, walking into this, I don't have queen h6. What is my problem? Simply rook h4 pins me and wins me. So he plays g3, which I guess makes quite sense to play king g2 next. King g8, king g2, trying to pin. My idea was at some point to push g5, g4. Never happened though. Queen d5 centralizing takes the. Wait, what? Now g5 was better, and after g4, oh, queen c4 picks up the pawn like this. No, what? Oh, this is a fork on the pawn as well. But if you go, you can no, you cannot defend. This is just completely losing after g5 if you cannot play g4. Oh, I forgot about that. Makes some sense. I took back, which isn't that bad. But yes, now my opponent allowed me. Now g5 still much better. The only move that wins easily. King f8 now allows this check and rook d8, and my opponent is threatening mate. There is no other way around. Queen c6 stops the mate. Now I played bishop b6, slightly weird. Queen b7 back. This is a mistake apparently because of king to f8. I mean, I played bishop c5 and play queen to c7 now. Now he played king to e2, and I, of course, took the rook, which is apparently a dead draw. I disagree with the computer. I mean, he had 1 minute, so I was certain I will win this. I mean, I'm up a pawn here. Up, let's say, the f7 pawn. And these two pawns are both weak. This one is fixed on the dark square, which I will probably win in few moves. So the endgame went pretty okay. It was still draw. Here f5, yes, f5. Now, I thought he will take like this, but then g4 is slightly weird and weak, of course. But okay, he maybe forgot that en passant is forced. So he just simply took, and now he just lost. I mean, there is no other way to say it. I mean, after knight h6 here, king takes, bishop g7 just wins the knight, because if you cannot go here, you cannot go here, you cannot go to f7, and if you go to g8 with a check, your knight is still trapped. It cannot go back, and simply king f8 wins the knight. After like here, I can just take, and if you go here, and I can push here and go here, and if you push, I win the game. After takes, I just promote the pawn and make a new queen. So he took the pawn like this. I took back, of course, which is the only move. And now I just went um, up with the king, just bring my bishop back so that it defends each other. And now I just went to pick up the pawn, and here is where my opponent ran out of time. I would win the game on the board as well, but time is definitely a big factor. I will just go full screen for the outro here. Yes, what I was talking about is that the time is very important in these 10 plus 0 games, especially if we are down like to 1 2 minutes. Then there is a real difference between like 21 2200 rated players and like 1800 players, because blitz and bullet are also very important when you're playing rapid. And I'm doing my best, and I'm playing a lot of blitz games now again. I have reached like a rating of 2100. Maybe I will also play some blitz games here on YouTube. Maybe not. Let me know in the comments below if you would want me to see play some blitz games as well. And yes, if you like the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It would really help me out. And see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.